Well, hello everybody and welcome to Lunch Break Live. That's LBL for those of you in the know. Real talk about no, wait. See, that's what happens when I'm cut, time out. We're doing it again. Start. Okay. And action. Well, hello everybody and welcome to LBL Lunch Break Live. Real talk about obesity, food obsession, recovery, and what's really eating you. I am Cari Cruz, and on today's show, have you ever, as in have I ever? All right. But before we go there, why should you listen to me? Well, I am a recovery strategist and 2007 gastric bypass post-op, living life in recovery from obesity and obsessive overeating as twice the woman and half the body. What that means is, even though I look like this now, I didn't always look like this, which means I hope you can look past what you see long enough to listen to what I have to say. All right. Fair enough? Does that sound like a deal? Alrighty then. So before I launch into what I am sure is going to be a super fun show today, by the way, I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. All right. I want to find out who's here. So let's see. Let me greet you guys. And let's see, my mama, hey, front and center, first one here. Hey, Jessica, thanks for all your help handing out the cards at last night's support group and all the tickets and doing all the running around and making everybody feel welcome. You're so good at that. And Nancy, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you made it. Dorothy, you're here. Let's see, Bonnie, welcome. And Angela and Allie, you're kind of like a newer live viewer, right? A newer viewer. All right, which brings me to my next question, all right? I want to know who my newer viewers are. So even if you're not watching me live, please let me know if you're a newer viewer. You decide what newer viewer is. I don't have to tell you, all right? Let me know. Shoot me some comments that say, I am me, I'm new, whatever, if you are. And hey, Tim, welcome. Really glad you made it. I haven't seen you in a little while. Yes, I'm new from Pennsylvania. Are you newly from Pennsylvania or are you just new here? I have to ask. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And what I want to know is, for you guys, for the newer viewers, how did you find out about the show? How did you find it? Hey, welcome, Kim. So glad you're here. How did you guys find out about the show? I'm dying to know. Hi, Marcia. You're new too. Yay. All right. I have 3 newer viewers today. Super excited that you guys are joining me today. It should be kind of a fun show too. So even if you have joined me a few programs before, this one I think promises to be a little bit different than even those are. All right. And Hope, I haven't seen you in a while. Really glad that you're here. And for all of my regular viewers, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me every single day, like the Angelas of the world and the Carols and my mom and the Bonnies. Okay, Allie says, I found out from a group I'm in for gastric bypass surgery. Awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. It's hard for me to share about it because unfortunately many of these support groups here, fortunately or unfortunately, okay, fortunately, the groups are protected so that people don't just go in there and sell the world. You know, sell them everything. Well, I'm not selling anything, okay? But it still gets tricky if you are promoting what it is that you do. So I am really grateful to know that if I was lucky enough to get it in there, you learned about it. But if other people are talking about it and bringing you here, I'm really grateful that the word is getting out. So thank you so much. Kathleen, hi, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. My mama is being the Walmart greeter so that everybody feels good and welcomed and right at home. So settle in because for the next... you know, whatever amount of time it is, I am going to be doing a little have I ever for you, all right? Okay, welcome newer viewers. Thank you, Nancy. You and my mom are like tag teaming. I love it. You guys are working together. All right, so here we go. Let me get started. Hi, Kelly. You made it. All right, you are my newer viewer. I just got to talk to you last night, didn't I? So excited that you're here live. All right, so today's show is, let's be honest, there's no might about it. Today's show is in direct response to the drive-by comments that I sometimes get from people who have decided that provocative show titles like, Did You Plan to Regain? Are offensive, fat-shaming, uncompassionate, and rude. Yes, I am getting those comments. I'm actually really today not trying to prove anything here. That's the irony. I mean, I'm addressing this, but I'm not trying to prove anything. Okay, what that means is I'm not trying to make myself feel better because I don't feel bad. Honestly, if you'd talked to me a few years ago, I would have been like all defensive and like, why don't you understand me? Why do people hate me so much? No, I don't need that anymore. I'm really happy to say that man is dead, right? We've talked about you poke a man with a stick and if he screams, he's not dead yet. Yeah, that man is dead. The whole, please like me, please stop thinking bad things about me. And yeah, okay, that man's dead, all right? Because really the bottom line is, and what I talk about on the show all the time, what other people think of me is none of my business, okay? And if I start worrying what other people think, well, then I am distracting myself and jeopardizing my recovery, which I'm just not really willing to do at all right? So the point is, this is not a poor me show, right? It's a show where I'm going to address absolutely everything I can think of that people use to discount my message, okay? So in other words, they'll discount my message based on their preconceived notions about me, their drive-by comments, my short blasts that say this is what the show's about. So they're not going to watch the show. They're just going to discount me so that they don't have to listen. So for example, if I said, did you plan to regain? Well, a lot of people are really cranky because they regained. And how dare I say that they plan to regain, right? You get it? Okay, so they're angry. This is all about them, not about me. So I'm good with that. So in other words, even though this show is all about me today, it's really more about you and anybody who happens to be tuning in today. Honestly, okay? So, all right, let's see here. I was just looking to see if anybody's saying anything. There's just a lot of hi going on. Deborah, welcome. Come on in. Just in time, girl. Just in time. I am just going to dive in right now and, do a have I ever. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so for those of you who have ever doubted it, here's what I want you to do. I want you to file this program under Uber No Holds Barred Transparency, which means I'm not holding anything back if I ever did. I never feel like I'm holding anything back. That's the weird thing. But apparently some people think I am. And as I shared with, who was it today that said? Judy. She said, transparency is good. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. And I told her, because really the next step is nudity, and I'm just not feeling good about sharing my shrinkles with the world, so I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to have to stay on that side of transparency, all right? But today's show is going to be about as out there as I can be, all right? You guys ready? Okay, so let's go. Have I ever seen the rain? Okay, well, all right, this isn't a CCR song. I get it now. But yes, occasionally I have, because as another song says, it never rains in Southern California. Well, I don't know, unless my flood break live video that I shot when we were having like torrential downpour and flooding was lying. Yes, it does rain sometimes in Southern California, but not enough to end the drought. So I think hopefully that puts it in perspective for you. So it never rains, but when it rains too much, it's still not enough to end the drought. So have I ever seen the rain? Yes. Let's see, have I ever flown the Goodyear blimp? Because I know you're going to ask that. Okay, yes. I work 2 miles from the Southern California blimp airstrip, okay? The airfield, I guess they call it, because it doesn't like need a strip, it just takes off, all right? And so like I drive by and see the blimp there every day, all right? And I had the privilege of taking my sister-in-law's spot on the blimp because you have to be invited. You have to have like a personal invitation to get on. You can't like buy your way on. And she was like terrified. She's like, oh, no, I'm not going. And so like my brother called me and he's like, can you get over here really fast? Do you want to go on the blimp? Heck yes, I'm out of here. So I was like, 5 minutes up the road, I'm on the blimp. All right, so I got to do that and I got to fly it too. Word to the wise. Yeah, I have a note here. Do not use your cell phone to call the world and ask if they know where you are right now. Because the pilot knows. Trust me, he's pissed. Okay. Yeah, I did that. Okay, this was a lot of years ago, though. This was like 12, 13. This was like early on. They probably let you use your cell phones now, but back then, he's like, no, FAA regulations, no. Ooh, I was really embarrassed. I thought he was going to kick me off the blimp, honest to God, but then he let me fly it, so it was really fun. All right, so yes, I have flown the blimp. All right, have I ever regained? Because that's really what you want to know. You want to know it. Come on, you want to know it. Have I ever regained? Yeah. Now, here's the key. I talked about it on live on the 405 this morning. I actually went into it in great detail, so you can watch it there. I don't need to repeat it here. I did. I survived. I'm here to talk about it because I didn't die from it. And yes, I did re-lose it. So there you go. You can scratch that off the list of things Cari's never done. I have. Okay? Yes. Next, have I ever relapsed? Because you know, I talk about being in recovery from food addiction / obsession, right? Food obsession, compulsive overeating, obsessive overeating, all that stuff. Have I ever relapsed? Yes and no. Now, the yes was while I was still doing the recovery hokey pokey. You know, I would put one foot in and one foot out, and I would like wade across that, you know, that creek that we're all up that we want to get across so that I could get to Recovery Island. And I've written about this, and I was in over my head, and I would panic and I couldn't breathe, and I'd say, I can't do this, I can't do this. And then I would rush back to the shore only to find how close I had been to actually grabbing a hold of real recovery, which involves, for me, abstinence, okay, food abstinence. So I did the hokey pokey. So you could, I mean, I wouldn't really categorize it as a relapse, but at the time I thought that that's what it was going to look like for the rest of my life, is that sometimes I'd be good, sometimes I'd be able to say no, but most, you know, sometimes I'd say yes, and I'd be going back and forth. That's what I thought it looked like. Okay, so in the days before I made my food abstinence and sobriety list, which was December 30th of 2013, okay, prior to that, yeah, I was doing the hokey pokey, okay, but since then, absolutely not. Why? It's not about perfectionism, okay? A lot of people say, oh, I see, so you're going to be like all perfect about it, and you'll just like never, ever, ever. No, I have today. I have today. That's really all I worry about is today, okay? I also could not tell you how many days it's been since December 30th, 2013, because it, you know, that's just sort of a marking point, but really I don't count the days. Some people do, and I think that's really great, but for me, I don't. So my thing is, it's not an option for me to eat the things that are on my list anymore. It used to be. I used to say, I'll try not to. I'll try to avoid them. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try and white knuckle my way through it and just say no until I say yes, okay? The difference is now it's not even an option. The things that are on my list are there for a reason, and they are not options. So that is why I can say no, I have not relapsed today, okay? And every day since the December 30th, 2013, okay? But I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm taking care of today. All right, so that's the answer to that. Have I ever cheated? Okay, not on my husband. No. But yes, I have cheated on myself. I cheated on myself. A lot of us love to say we cheated on food. Oh, I cheated on... No. I cheated myself. I cheated on me. Did it a lot. And yes, even after bariatric surgery, even after gastric bypass, cheated on myself. Okay, I did that. However, I have not cheated on myself since I began honoring my food abstinence list, as I said. Okay, so since then, no. Cheated on myself, no. Okay, let's see. Have I ever worried about what other people think? Yes, absolutely. Defined myself by what I was convinced other people thought. Tried to control and manage and shape what they thought. I mean, I obsessed about it. I beat myself up about it. You know, I was never good enough. So yeah, absolutely. I did worry about what other people think all the time. You know, now I take it under advisement. Now, yeah, every once in a while I still get kind of kicked, you know, blindsided. We're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, you know, and I'll get a little bit cranked up about it. It's true. But by and large, no, because I have to work my own recovery. I have to walk my own journey. I have to do the best work I can, you know, and I can't worry if someone else, like the drive-by commenters, think I'm doing good work. I can't do that. I can't bother myself with that because I don't have control of that anyway. So yes, I did worry about what other people think, but I like to say that I am in recovery for that as well. Okay, and it's something I work on every single day. Have I ever eaten because I was stressed? Yes. Absolutely. I lived my life eating in response to stress. I was a classic stress eater, but as I will definitely be digging into on a future show, you know, a lot of us use the euphemism coping, okay? And we say we eat to cope. Now, I think that's a blanket statement that is not entirely true. Okay, I think many times, I'm not going to say, always, in a black and white world, no. But I think that much of the time we are eating to avoid, not to cope. Because coping means to try and survive something that is absolutely out of our control, that is absolutely not within our power to manage, okay? I think much of the time, the reason we eat is because we can't control or want to control things or have lost control of things or are afraid of things. So we're avoiding things much of the time, I believe. So I did a lot of avoidance eating, I did a lot of eating in response to the things I was feeling. And mostly it was because I felt out of control. I felt really out of control. So that was like my primary reason for eating. And it's only since I've learned about recovery that I realized, so how exactly was eating putting me in control? I would say, I'm in control of my eating. Lies, BS, no. So in other words, eating because I didn't have control did not put me in control and made me feel less in control, and also made me believe my lies that I could actually be in control of anything, really. So see, I just don't try to control my addiction. It's like, tell you what, you go play over there and stay out of my face. Okay, I am not going to engage you. We're not going to have this. We're not doing this right now. All right, you back in the corner, time out forever. Whatever. Okay, I talk back to it. All right. Have I ever eaten because I was sad? Yeah. I mean, who hasn't? Have I ever eaten when I wasn't hungry? How about most of the time? That was, I mess this up sometimes, but like on a scale of 1 to 10 reasons that I ate, that was number 20 because I was hungry. Yeah. I ate for every other reason known to man. It looked good, smelled good, haven't had it in a while. I've never tried that. That looks great. I want more of it. I remember how good it tastes. So, you know what? It's there. I'm vertical, I'm breathing. It's Monday. Whatever. I'm bored. Insert excuse. Okay. So yeah, I did a lot of eating when I wasn't hungry, but then it was when I realized that I was feeding what was eating me, which is what we talk about on this show. I was trying to feed what was eating me food instead of addressing what was eating me, which is to face, right, instead of avoid the stuff that was eating me up. So, yes. Okay. Have I ever run a marathon? No. No, not even by accident. God bless the people that do. I am absolutely amazed, wildly impressed by people who run anything. I mean, look, I am challenged running errands. All right, let's be honest. I just am, okay? I do quite well at running afoul of people, though. I'm really good. If I could get exercise doing that, I would be like set. Anyway, and I used to think I got exercise running away from things I was afraid of, but that didn't work either. So no, never run a marathon. I have no business running, but God bless the people that do. But I spin a mean hula hoop, okay, people? And apparently I could roller skate okay without falling. I just can't walk on high heels when my husband's dragging me along without falling, but that's another story. All right, speaking of, have I ever fallen down a flight of stairs? Yes. More often than I care to recount, and therefore I am hesitant, on stairs. Although, since losing, the weight, that excess weight, that made me highly unstable, I'm not as afraid of those things anymore. All right, but I do grab hold of that handrail pretty regularly. All right, have I ever nearly drowned? Yes, and since the first time wasn't good enough, I went ahead and tried it like 2 more times. So yes, I have nearly drowned, and I wrote about it when I was like 4. It was like on Bariatric Afterlife. I wrote about a memory of, like we were going to go to this pool at the little motel, and it was late at night, and I jumped in. I'm like, catch me, Daddy. Well, he was down at the shallow end, and I jumped into the deep end. Okay, he wasn't even there to catch me, but boy, he saved me. Okay, yeah, nearly drowned. When you jump and you say, catch me, make sure someone's there to catch you. I'm just saying, all right, lesson learned. All right, have I ever walked on stilts? Yes, super fun, by the way. Haven't done it lately, would love to, but yeah, super fun. All right, have I ever binged? Yes, but I didn't know that's what it was. See, I was a disordered eater. And you look at the classical definitions of eating disorders, and I'm like, No, I don't have anorexia nervosa, and I'm not a binger purger, and I don't have, right, bulimia, whatever. So I figured I didn't binge. I just figured I didn't stop when I started sometimes. You know, binging has a slightly different definition. You can look it up. I won't define it here. But the point is, I ate way more than really I could, and I ate way more than really I should. And I mean, I could go to town. And of course I felt terrible about myself. And I've written a lot about my binger self, my binging days. Okay, so I was a binge eater. Yes, even after bariatric surgery, even after. So in other words, the volume does not define the binge. It's the behavior, it's the compulsion and obsession. So in other words, I could binge on 5 Oreos. Okay, where before it would have taken the whole package, but it was the same compulsion. It was that same obsessive, I got to get them in my mouth. I'm not even going to chew them. I'm not even going to taste them. Must get them in. Yes, I did that. Have I ever binged on healthy food? Yeah. So in other words, nothing stops me, right? Which is why I warn people about posting pictures of good looking healthy food. Because if you have a problem saying no once you start stuff, right? You can't stop once you start. You can go to town on healthy food too, and too much of anything can create a problem. Yes, even kale. Okay, but fortunately I'm never going to get there. All right. Have I ever gotten drunk after surgery? Yes, once. At an obesity-related event. I was mortified. I was doing the I love you man thing. I had drunk a couple of martinis, had no business drinking them. I have a picture of me with glazed eyes. And I was mortified. And I convinced myself that, I'm putting myself on a pedestal, but I'm not perfect. I'm only human. I'm allowed to do this stuff sometimes. What's the big deal? I'm entitled to have fun and cut loose sometimes. Nope. I felt terrible about myself. That was what it came down to. I felt that I had let myself down. I felt I had disappointed myself, and for what? And on that next day, I decided there and then, and this was back, I think I was in New Orleans maybe, or somewhere else. No, it wasn't New Orleans. It was before that. Wherever it was, one of those events, I just said, Long Island. Long Island. Yeah, I drank for 2 nights in a row there, same amount. But the one night I got drunk and plastered in front of everybody. I said, no, I'm not doing it again, because that's not what recovery is about. I don't need it. I'm not going to do it. And so since then, whenever that was in Long Island, like maybe 2012 or something, no, I just don't. I don't even taste it. So if somebody goes, just taste this. Sorry, it's on my list. No. So yeah, I did get drunk after surgery, and I regretted it because I didn't like the way it made me feel about the decisions I was making and what I represented and what I believed. It flew in the face of what I believed. All right. Have I ever felt that I wanted to give up on life, recovery, treating obesity, facing food obsession, like that? Yeah. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard me talk about the depression and how it has descended upon me on more than one occasion where I was done. And I just didn't want to wake up another day. Okay. So yes, I have battled debilitating, overwhelming depression. In the early days, just because I didn't understand recovery and I didn't think it was possible, and I just felt incapable, and I was so destroyed. I had no value. I had no self-worth. I just felt worthless. Okay. I wanted to give up on all of it. I just didn't think I was worth it. Treating my obesity. You mean I have to do this for the rest of my life? Well, yeah, that's where acceptance comes in. And facing my food obsession. Absolutely. There were times I just said, screw it. I want to be able to be like everybody else, and I want to do what everybody else does, and I'm tired of this. Yeah, I've been there. Being an online presence, have I ever felt like I wanted to give up on that? You bet. Boy, in the early days, there were mean girls. Mean, vicious, ugly, rotten, cruel girls that said terrible, terrible things about me and to me. And then people who didn't even know me believed it. And that tapped right into all of the things I already believed about myself. Is that I wanted to control what other people thought of me. I was a people pleaser. If they just knew me, they wouldn't think those things. If I could just change their minds, if I could just. So yes, I went through hell, and my mom will tell you, I've been through that a couple of times. Mean girls, mean people. The good news is Yep, I could poke that man with a stick now and just say, that's not on me, okay? It's not about me. It's not on me. I can't control what other people think. You can be as mean as you want. That's it. I can't. Sorry if you feel that way, especially if you don't know me. If you know me and you think that, okay, I can't change that either if I'm doing my best, okay? So, yeah, I wanted to quit. I did, but I didn't. All right, closing in on it here. Have I ever spoken in front of 5,000 people? Yeah. Okay, I was the class salutatorian when I graduated from University of Phoenix at the Anaheim Convention Center. Loved it, except the gown made me look really fat. And see, I was still obese then. And see, that's all I can remember about it is look how fat I look in my gown. All right, have I ever been nervous at a party? Yeah, I'm still working on that one. Not my favorite thing, social anxiety. All right, have I ever gotten a job offer to write jokes for God? Why, yes, I have. Today I was invited to become a comedy writer for God at LordGodAboveAll.com. I have not answered yet because I am not certain what the compensation package looks like, but I understand it's heavenly. Have I ever let my weight get in the way of being a good wife, mother, and woman? Yeah. What do you think I talk about all the time on this show? If you ever watched anything more than one program, I talk about it. Yeah, I let it get in the way, absolutely, and it affected absolutely everyone and everything in my life. Have I ever let my weight keep me from doing things I really wanted to do? Yeah. Not only the physical limitations, but the emotional and mental limitations. I'm not good enough. I don't belong. I shouldn't try. People are going to judge me. I have no business doing that. I limited myself. So you betcha. Let's see. Have I ever had an obsession with the scale? Yeah. You heard me talk about it today. Absolutely. I was on that scale all the time watching for that 0.1 pound. Like, that's going to make a difference? 0.1? Are you freaking kidding me? What is that all about? 0.1. You know, you're looking a little puffy today. Have you packed on 0.1 pounds? What is that? Yeah, I did that. Okay? It ruled my life. It was absolutely, I let it hold me hostage. Now I don't. Battery's dead. I don't get on it. I don't care. It doesn't define me. Do my clothes fit? Yep. Are my clothes tight? Are my pants tight? Okay, do something about it. Real easy. Okay? All right. Have I ever freaked people out at a talk I gave about trust? Yes, maybe last night. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know if they trusted me. Yeah, it was a little bit, whew, it was a harsh one. I've had some really nice comments since, but let me just tell you, you could hear crickets when we said, so does anybody have any questions? I think I saw like heads explode all over the room. It was not my favorite night. So yeah, that happened. Have I ever doubted myself? Yeah, I did. I was crippled by doubt. You know, in the book that I may or may not finish about monsters, doubt is one of my monsters. You know, that was what I was afraid of. I doubted everything. Okay, so yeah, absolutely, I had doubts. Have I ever felt unworthy? Yep, I've talked about that too. Have I ever hated the way my body looked before or after weight loss? Yeah, obviously I hated the way I looked before. Did I hate it after? Whew, quite a struggle. Quite a struggle. Shrinkles, man. Shrinkles, they ain't pretty, okay? I got stuff dangling that has no business dangling. You know, I mean, when the fat is gone, where do you think the skin goes, all right? I don't have a butt. You know, I got a thut. And, you know, I pretty much sit in it, not on it, okay? It ain't pretty. I know people have it worse than I do. But, yeah, I struggled with that, which brings me to the next one. Have I ever had plastic surgery? Why, yes. Yes, I have. There are some things I chose to handle and some things I don't. You know, I had my arms done. I had a few other things, you know, handled, you know, that were in the wrong place. Handled. Maybe that's not the right word. Sorry, Dr. Katzen. Best reconstructive surgeon on the planet. Yeah, I had him handle a few things for me. Sorry. Have I ever decided against plastic surgery? Yes. I decided that whatever's happening here is just going to happen. There will be no Botox. There will be no facelifts. There will be no jowl lifts, at least for now. I know never say never. I get that. But you know what? I am me. Okay? Gosh, we're at the half-hour mark. You guys want me to finish up? I have a few more things to talk about. It's up to you. Shall I close it out right now? Shrinkles at 52, not pretty. I think at any age, they're not pretty. Let's see. I can, like, stop right now. And if you've had enough of have I ever, you guys just let me know. You know. All right? I don't see anything. I hear crickets again. Oh my God, this feels like last night. Keep going. All right, Angela, thanks. You saved the day. I'm going really fast though, okay? Really, don't want to hold you guys over. All right. Have I ever said things I wish I hadn't said? Why, yes, just 2 seconds ago. No, totally kidding. Yeah, who hasn't? Oh, there have been times, withering, where I'm just like, did you really say that? Did you really just say, oh, I just heard it again in my voice. Right there in my head. Yeah, that was me. I said that. I believed it when I said it. Oh God, undo. Yeah, I definitely. But guess what? This is part of recovery. You've got to forgive yourself, you know? You got to forgive yourself. You know, I relive it sometimes, like, you know, I don't want to make light of post-traumatic stress disorder in any way, shape, or form, but every once in a while I am right back there in the moment, and it takes me a minute to say, Cari, you got to get over yourself. It's just, trust me, no one else is thinking about this, and if they are, that's on them, all right? Pretend you forgot. All right. So, yeah. Have I ever gotten in my own way? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have I ever gotten in my own way? Yeah. How about for at least 45 years? All right. Have I ever dealt with menopause? Yeah. Yes, I have, as a matter of fact. Man, is it hot in here, or is it just me? I have to turn that fan on all the time. Okay. Yeah. Have I ever gained 10 pounds because of menopause? No. Because I also want to believe that is BS in terms of giving into it and just saying, well, you know, everybody gains 10 pounds. I mean, what are you going to do? Okay, if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do and I have modified the things that I need to do to compensate for that and I still gain those pounds, okay, then I realize that is not because of me, all right? But if I have anything to say about it, I ain't giving those over. No way. You know, the freshman 20 or 30 or whatever. No, I'm not giving you those. No, I'm fighting this one. So, okay, that's just my attitude about it. I'm just saying, all right. Have I ever gotten my feelings hurt because of something someone said? Yeah. Yeah, I really have. But guess what? A lot of those things I said. I got my feelings hurt over things I said to myself. Ridiculous. Yeah, that was me. And yeah, I've gotten hurt over what other people have said, absolutely. Have I ever wanted to eat over it? Yeah. And I spent a lot of time doing that. Boo-hoo, poor me. Pour me another one. I got to eat over it, right? Yeah, that'll make me feel better about myself. They said I was fat. I think I'll eat more. Yeah. All right. Have I ever made mistakes? Am I human? Am I breathing? Yeah. Have I ever admitted my mistakes? Yeah. Are there some mistakes I made that I haven't admitted? Yeah. Are there some mistakes I've made that I don't know about? I'm sure of it. Absolutely. All right, and there will come a day where I'll go, no way, really? Did I really do that? Crap. Yeah. Okay, so have I ever been human? Yeah, right there. It says it right there. Have I ever thought I could be perfect? Oh, yeah. For years and years and years, I wanted it desperately and thought I should be perfect. And you know what? Living in recovery from perfectionism feels pretty great, right? The old me would have just, been repeating over and over in my head the fact that I didn't even pronounce the word perfectionism right. It would have been like a gong, echoing over and over in my head going, stupid, you couldn't even pronounce the word perfectionism. Listen here, that's so stupid, perfectionism. That's what I would have done, okay, but I'm not doing that anymore. All right, have I ever thought people would believe me when I said I get it? I've lived it. I've felt it. I've thought it. I'm surviving it. Well, that sounds a lot like this show, doesn't it? And the answer to that is yes. I absolutely believe that people should believe me when I say, I get it, I've lived it, I felt it, I've thought it, and I'm surviving it. Absolutely, and that is never going to change. I absolutely believe that. Have I ever believed I was making a difference in people's lives? Yes, but only because of the wonderful messages that you guys sent to me, the wonderful cards. Kathy Grillo, last night brought me flowers, the most gorgeous flowers. She said, I thought you should have something. And she wrote me the most gorgeous card. She just said, you inspire me. I felt like the homecoming queen walking out of there. Gorgeous flowers. I got a card from somebody in the mail. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you. You know, it's the little messages that you guys send me on the side that say, you know what? Thank you for showing me that I'm not alone. Thank you so much for having the courage to say the stuff that other people might find offensive. So yes. Have I ever believed that I am making a difference in people's lives? Yes. Thank you, God. Yes. And that right there is why I believe it. Because you see, I believe if I'm doing it right and if I'm getting out of God's way, I like to think that God gave me this really neat gift, and he also gave me the courage to be able to share it with you guys, this gift of healing. So I'm really grateful that this is what God said I got to do. I'm really, really grateful about it. So yeah, I believe we're all making a difference, and I believe each and every one of you guys that watches the show is making a difference in other people's lives too. I've heard that as well. With your daughters, with your sons, with your mothers, because you guys now have the courage to go out there and, recreate your relationships with those people in your life. You have the courage to put healthy boundaries in place to keep the people that are doing damage to you from doing that anymore. You're standing up courageously and saying, I matter. You're making a difference in your own life too. And I'm really grateful and excited to be a part of that. So thank you guys so much. So that's it for me today. Did I answer enough about have I ever for you guys? Do you think that anybody watching this show might be willing to say, okay, all right, maybe I spoke too hastily. Maybe I was a little quick with the trigger there with the whole you're offensive thing. Do you think maybe? I mean, if they don't, I can't control it, but I'm just hopeful. Has anyone out there who is watching right now set aside maybe some of that hesitation you had that you could say, oh, sure, she's funny. Oh, sure, she's got natural red hair. Oh, sure, I love her jewelry, but I don't really think she understands what I'm going through. Do you think I've gotten past that today, that you guys might say, you know what, suspension of disbelief, right? That just kind of says, you know what? Okay, I believe her. Okay, maybe she does get it a little more than I gave her credit for. Because if so, then I've done my job. All right, you guys? Yes, I was very honest. Foolishly so. I'm sure I'll go back tomorrow and go, have I ever said anything I regret? Oh, man, why did I say that? I'm totally kidding. All right, you guys. So listen, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Val, you're joining and I'm just hanging up right now. What is that all about? You got to go back and watch it. Okay, start with live from the 405 because I explain a little bit more about, that I didn't repeat here. You always believed me. Oh, you know what they say. I can't say it. We can't believe everyone all the time. We have to be very careful with our belief. But thank you so much for believing in me. And Kim, thanks for being here. I'm glad you've been needing this talk. Good. All right. That is super awesome. And, okay, Yadelis, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I don't want to butcher it. Yadelis. I'm going with that one. I wouldn't worry about other people. I really don't. Honestly, I used to, but I don't. Some get so defensive and don't give people a chance. Oh, I totally know that, and I am not here to convert those people, right? I am not here to convert those people because I know you guys are coming here because you want it, right? You want it. You're willing to do it. You want to learn. That's super great. You're the people I want to hang out with anyway, not those other people that are drive by, doing this to me. All right, whatever. As long as you feel better about you. But thank you for saying so. That's really nice. And Dawn, you're welcome. And Marcia, yay! I got a little heart out of the deal. Yeah, it's way better from the beginning, Val. I'm just saying. And let's see. And Karen, I'm glad that you're here. Hello. Wendy, yeah. Thanks, friend. Yeah, you know me a little better than most. So, you know what? Don't tell anybody the stuff I didn't tell them, all right? That's just our little secret between you and me. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And again, this isn't about me, okay? This is not me tooting my horn. This is about me saying, please get out of your own way and don't use me as a reason not to grab hold of your recovery with both hands, to dive in head first and soak it all up and take it all in and say, yes, I am going to live my life fully and completely and joyfully in recovery from obesity or my obsessions or whatever it is that ails you. And I'm going to start facing life instead of eating to avoid it. Okay? So that's the purpose of this show. And I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And I'm glad you were here with me today. I'm going to sign off because look at the time. Ridiculous. We can't be spending this much time together every day. Sorry. All right, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. No idea what we're going to talk about yet, but I'm sure it'll come to me somewhere on the freeway tomorrow. I'm going to remind you all to have courage. This stuff takes courage, right? Have courage. Seek peace. Embrace joy. And above all, live your recovery out loud, right? For all the world to see. Who cares what they say? Live your recovery. Remember, you can't stop feeding what's eating you, if you don't know what's eating you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Share the show. Consider becoming a patron. Thanks a bunch, guys. Bye.